You make hell our paradise. You have no idea what you've done to me. You walk into my life like a storm that refuses to end, and now every fire I burn in feels sweeter because of you. I don't even know how to breathe without thinking of you anymore. You turned my chaos into something addictive, something I never want to escape. I used to fear darkness. Now I crave it because you exist inside it with me. You think distance can save you, but it only poisons me deeper. Every night becomes a battlefield where your name is the only weapon cutting through my sanity. You don't see it, but you've rewritten every part of me. I'm not the prince they think I am. Around you, I'm something far more dangerous. You make me want, need, crave in ways I never learned to control. You turn my hell into a place I want to stay, just because you're the one who lit the flames. I talk to you in my head because you're not here to listen, and that makes everything worse. Your absence presses against my chest like iron. You turn me into a man waiting for a ghost, hungry, restless, half alive. You don't even have to touch me. Your memory alone drags me to my knees. You don't understand what you've created inside me. You carved yourself into me so deeply that I don't know where my thoughts end and yours begin. You call this obsession. I call it the truth. You pull me back from the edge only to push me closer again, and I let you every time. Because nothing in this world feels as real as you. I could rule kingdoms and conquer empires, yet the only victory I want is hearing your voice whisper my name like it's already mine. You ruin me and save me in the same breath, and I don't know how to live without that contradiction anymore. You make monsters kneel. You turn kings silent. You drag men like me, men who never feared anything, into a place where the only terror left is losing you. And I hate it. I hate how much power you have over me, but I'd still choose it, every time, because your darkness matches mine, and that's the only paradise I've ever known. You think I'll stop searching for you? You think I'll let you slip away quietly? No, not when you're the only thing that feels alive in this dead world. Not when your name still burns inside me like a promise I never asked for but still can't escape. You made hell feel like home, and now I'm not letting go of the only light that doesn't blind me. You changed me, and that's the cruelest part. You turned my rage into hunger, my loneliness into longing, my silence into prayers whispered to the shadow of you. You made hell our paradise, and now, even if you run, even if you hide behind every wall this world builds, remember one thing: I will always find you. You don't even realize how deep you've settled inside me. I try to pull you out, but you've rooted yourself in places I can't reach anymore. Every corner of my mind carries your shadow. Every breath carries your name. I used to walk through fire without flinching, but now the only thing that burns me is the thought of you slipping away. You turned my cruelty soft, my power hollow, my nights unbearable. And the worst part, I let you. I opened every locked part of me for you, quietly, stupidly, completely. You think your distance protects you, but it only makes me crave you harder. The more you disappear, the more violently I feel your presence. You haunt me even when you don't intend to. You're a quiet storm that never leaves, a whisper that claws at the back of my mind. I fight wars outside these walls, but none of them hurt like fighting the memory of your voice. You don't know it, but you've turned me into a man who bleeds for someone who isn't even here. I talk to you in the dark because silence has become unbearable. Without you, the night stretches endlessly, swallowing everything I am. You taught me how painful wanting someone can be. You made me addicted to something I touch, can't hold, can't claim. Every part of me tightens at the thought of you. You've become the pulse beneath my anger, the quiet hunger behind every breath I take. You call it danger, but you don't understand. You created it. You woke a beast inside me that I'd buried for years. a beast that listens only to your heartbeat, even from miles away, a beast that refuses to let the world take you from me. I was once a prince feared by kingdoms, but with you I'm a man undone, a man who finds strength only in the thought of you looking back at him, even just once. You make me question every piece of myself I thought was unbreakable. I was built from stone, carved by power, raised in shadows. But you walked in with nothing but your silence and shattered everything effortlessly. Now every wall I had trembles at the thought of you. Every weakness I never admitted is tied to your name, and I hate it, but I crave it even more. You don't know what you've taken from me: peace, sleep, control. You've replaced all of it with a hunger that doesn't ease, even for a moment. I don't want paradise. I don't want thrones. I don't want crowns. I want the way you breathe when you're nervous, the way your silence bends when you're trying not to feel. I want every version of you, even the ones you hide from yourself. And you can run, you can bury yourself behind oceans, walls, lies, anything. But it won't save you from me. I'll still feel you. I'll still hear you. I'll still know you're mine in ways you don't dare admit. Because once you ignite a fire inside a man like me, it doesn't go out. It consumes, it claims, it destroys, and you, without trying, without knowing, became the only thing worth burning for. You don't understand what your absence does to me. Every hour without you feels like a punishment I didn't know I could endure. You've turned time into something sharp, cutting, relentless, unforgiving. I pace through empty corridors like a man looking for a heartbeat that isn't there anymore, and every step echoes with the same truth. You've taken something from me that I can't reclaim alone. You carved a space inside me, and now nothing else fits. I keep telling myself to forget you, to silence the madness you left behind, but you've made forgetting impossible. Your voice sits in my chest like a command I can't disobey. Your absence presses against my bones like a weight I've learned to carry. Even when it destroys me, you turn my world into a battlefield between what I should be and what I become every time I think of you. And I lose that battle every single day. If you could see what you've done to me, you'd understand why I can't let go. You awakened the hunger in me that doesn't fade, doesn't weaken. You made me want things I never allowed myself to want. You made me feel in ways that should have been impossible for someone like me. I was built on power, on silence, on shadows. But one memory of you strips me of all of it, leaves me raw and restless and painfully alive. I speak to you in the dark because that's the only place you still belong to me. When the world sleeps, I can pretend you hear me. I can imagine your breath, your fear, your softness bending toward my voice. That's the only time I don't feel like I'm losing you. In those moments, I'm not a prince, not a ruler, not a ghost of a man. I'm just the one who wants you more than anything this world can offer. And that truth terrifies me more than any war ever has. You think distance can sever this bond, but it only sharpens it. The farther you go, the louder you become inside me. It's like you've stitched yourself into my pulse, beating your name through every vein. I can't quiet you, I can't outrun you. You've taken root in a place too deep, too dark, too sacred for anyone else to reach. And even if you never come back, I will still carry you like a scar I refuse to heal. You don't know how many versions of myself I've destroyed trying to move on from you. How many masks I've torn off. How many walls I've broken just to breathe without tasting your name. But every attempt pulls me back to the same place, the space where you left me standing alone, wanting you more than I should, more than I'm allowed, more than is safe for either of us. And I hate that you have this power, but I hate the idea of losing it even more. You may think you left me behind, but you didn't. You never will. You exist in every shadow I walk through, in every breath I drag into my lungs, in every violent heartbeat that refuses to slow. You're in me in ways you'll never fully understand. And I will keep searching for you, reaching for you, longing for you in silence, because even if I burn for the rest of my life, you're still the only fire I want to crawl toward. You don't realize how deeply you've rewritten me. I was a man carved from discipline, from control, from cold, calculated silence. But now every pulse inside me stumbles because it searches for you. You turned certainty into chaos, power into longing, darkness into something that aches instead of shelters. I didn't choose this. You dragged me into it just by existing. And now I carry the weight of wanting you like it's a punishment I willingly accept every single day. I try to lock you out of my mind, but you slip through every barrier I build. You move like smoke, quiet, impossible to hold, impossible to escape. I feel you in places I never invited you into. Even now, when you're nowhere near me, you bend my thoughts like you were born to do it. You've become the unrest beneath my calm, the hunger beneath my composure. No matter where I stand, it feels like I'm standing in the echo of you. You don't understand what it means for someone like me to need you. I was raised to want nothing, to feel nothing, to bend emotion until it obeyed me. But your presence destroys all of that. You made me crave your voice more than my own breath. You made me fear the silence because it reminds me of the distance between us. You made me weak in a way that feels sharper than any blade. And still, I keep reaching for you. I talk to you even when no one is listening. I spill these thoughts into the dark because the dark is the only witness I trust. When I close my eyes, I see you. When I breathe, I taste the memory of you. When I try to sleep, your absence wakes me like a nightmare. You've become the shadow that never leaves, the ghost that lives closer than my own heartbeat. And every time I whisper your name, it feels like I'm calling out to a part of myself that you stole. You think leaving me keeps you safe, but you're wrong. Distance doesn't protect you from the truth. It magnifies it. Every step you take away from me drags me closer to the edge. Every silence from you feels like a challenge carved into my ribs. You've tied yourself to me without meaning to, and now I can't untangle you from who I am. You've become the wound I refuse to heal. I've tried to shift my world back into the shape it had before you, but nothing fits anymore. Every piece feels wrong unless your name sits somewhere inside it. I've broken habits, shattered walls, torn apart parts of myself, trying to erase you. But every time I do, the emptiness you left behind grows louder. You didn't just pass through my life, you claimed it quietly, completely. And even now, with you gone, with no promise you'll ever return, I still feel you like a command etched beneath my skin. I'll keep searching for you in the dark, reaching for you in silence, wanting you in ways I can't confess to anyone else, because no matter how far you run, no matter how deep you hide, you are still the one thing my darkness refuses to let go of. You don't know how violently your memory lives inside me. It clings to my ribs like something carved, something permanent. I try to push you out, but you remain steady, stubborn, uninvited. You broke into my silence, and now nothing in me is quiet anymore. Every thought is loud with you. Every breath tastes like the moment I realized losing you would hurt more than anything I've ever survived. You left, but you didn't take your presence with you. It still lives in every corner of me. You don't understand what you turned me into. I was a man who feared nothing, not death, not destiny, not the darkness that raised me. But you taught me a new kind of fear. The fear of wanting someone so much that it unravels everything you thought you controlled. The fear of reaching out for something that might never return. The fear of knowing that even if the whole world bowed at my feet, none of it would matter if you weren't standing in the shadows with me. I keep telling myself I should let you go, But the truth is I don't want to. I don't know how to. You've stitched yourself into my thoughts so tightly that removing you would tear me apart. Even now, with miles between us, you hold me like chains I wear willingly. I walk through my palace, my kingdom, my world. And none of it feels like mine anymore. It all feels like a place waiting for the sound of your footsteps. You don't see the war you left inside me. I fight it every night when the moon is too bright and the silence too sharp. I fight it when I fear absence, like a hand squeezing the breath from my chest. I fight it when I close my eyes and see the version of myself that only existed because you were near. You made me softer without permission. You made me human without warning. And now I don't know how to go back to the monster I was before you. You think you walked away clean, but you didn't. You left pieces of yourself behind in me. Your breath, your quietness, your defiance, your fear, they linger, refusing to fade. You're gone, but your imprint is still warm. And every time I try to bury it, it rises again, stronger, sharper, more demanding. I wasn't built to chase shadows, yet here I am reaching for the one shadow that feels like it was made for me. I've tried to drown you in anger, in distance, in pride. None of it worked. You rise above everything, pushing through every wall I throw at you. And maybe that's what terrifies me the most. How effortlessly you undo me, how you turn power into helplessness, control into chaos, darkness into longing. I look at the world and see strength. I look at myself and see only the space where you should be. And still, despite everything, despite the pain, the hunger, the fury you left behind, I want you. I want the version of you that trembles and the version that fights back. I want every piece you hide, every part you deny, every truth you're afraid to speak. Because even now, even in your silence, even in your absence, you're the only thing that makes the darkness feel like somewhere I'm meant to stay. You have no idea how deeply you still live inside me. I try to convince myself you're gone, that I can breathe without your name pressing against my lungs. But it's a lie I fail at every time. You linger like a bruise, dark, aching, impossible to ignore. I walk through every room pretending I don't feel the emptiness you left behind. But the truth is cruel. Everything I touch feels colder without you in my world. You turned my silence into something violent, something desperate, something that refuses to let go of what it once tasted. You don't understand the kind of hunger you created in me. It isn't gentle, it isn't patient, it's raw, relentless, consuming. You awakened a part of me that sleeps for no one, bends for no one, kneels for nothing. And yet it bends for you. It tightens when I think of your voice. It burns when I imagine your distance. Every instinct I was raised to master collapses the moment your memory brushes against me. You changed the way I breathe. You changed the way I ache. I've never wanted anything the way I want the sound of you saying my name again. You think time will weaken this, but time only sharpens what you left behind. Every hour without you grows teeth, biting deeper into me. Every night stretches longer, pulling me through shadows I once controlled but now fear because they echo with your absence. I used to rule darkness, now I drown in it because you're not here to make it feel like something I can survive. You don't know this, but you became the only warmth I ever learned to crave. And without you, everything is colder than I know how to endure. You walked away like it meant nothing, but you carried the most dangerous part of me with you, my want, my need, my surrender. I was never supposed to have weaknesses, but you became the one flaw I can't repair. I tried to bury you beneath duty, beneath pride, beneath walls that once protected me, but none of it works. You rise in me every time I blink. You whisper through every breath I take. You haunt me in ways that feel less like punishment and more like proof that you were the only thing real in my entire existence. And even now, even with distances stretching between us like oceans, I can't pretend I don't still belong to the version of myself that only existed when I felt you near. You left me with an emptiness that doesn't fade, a craving that doesn't quiet, a darkness that doesn't sleep. And I know, no matter how far you run, no matter how long you hide, I will always reach for you in the silence, because nothing in this world or the next has ever consumed me the way you do.